Well, today we've got to replace the rear brake drums on this 2006 Scion Xb. I'm not suspecting that the front brakes are the culprit because when I brake, it's not shuttering the wheel. It's kind of loping, the car is loping, so I believe it to be in the rear. So we're just going to go ahead and jack this up. My jack stands are being used right now, so we're just going to set it on a couple blocks of wood, do one side at a time. So let's get this wheel off. So we want to take the e-brake off, and then we can go ahead and remove this drum. So there is a little tiny plug right here, rubber one, that we're going to go ahead and pop off, and then we'll contract the boots, the drum pads, the brake pads inside, so that it's more easy to get this front cover off. If you're turning this wheel inside of here and you think you might be turning it the wrong direction, try and spin the hub and see if you can hear it grinding. Obviously it would get stiffer if you're going in the wrong direction. So we're gonna go ahead and insert, let me show you, the correct size bolt into here. And this will help press the drum pad out. So we'll just try and do it equally on each side so that it comes out nice and square. I don't notice a whole lot of pitting in here. Well, now that I turn it, now that I've said something, I do. We could put a micrometer, like this spot right here. It's a little suspicious. There's ridges from the front to the back here. Obvious ones. We can put a micrometer on there and figure out how thick the walls are. I'm gonna check out our springs, make sure everything's tight. We don't have any leaking seals here. That would be obvious because we'd see wet brake fluid coming out, and it would be a different symptom, I think. I don't see anything recently, and I won't tell you where, but I took this vehicle to the shop. I try and do all my own work on all my cars, but the front hub nut I could not get off, and its torque spec is 125 foot-pounds, and I had a breaker bar on, I had a pipe on a breaker bar, and I still couldn't get it off. I felt like I was going to break something. I just don't have the tools that they have. So while they had it in there, I asked them to go ahead and swap these brake pads out and turn these drums and set my e-brake for me. So I don't know if I'll do that again. I don't know if you can see this right here, but this little toothed wheel and the plate behind it prevents it from just free spinning by itself. But to push this plate back, I can't do this without my other hand, but to push this plate back allows that wheel to spin. So spinning it one direction contracts the shoes together, and then if you were to turn it the other way, it would expand these brake pads outward. So right now with this new brake drum, we're gonna need to make it smaller. So I'm pushing the plate back with my left hand and then rotating the wheel. These are new drums from Brembo. It was a fair price, I thought. They don't come coated, but I went ahead and did some 1200 degree high temp black that I just had sitting around. Just a personal preference thing here. I like to put a little bit of oil, just a little tiny bit on the studs here for the lug nuts. Really don't want those things to rust out. So every time I rotate my tires, I'll do that. Or change my tires, work on a hub, whatnot. You get the idea. So we'll tighten this just hand tight in a crisscross pattern. And we'll finish tightening it up once we get it on the ground. But first, we need to tighten up that roller that was back here. So we're going to incrementally expand the brakes and rotate the tire. Oh, I've got a little bit of gravel in there right now, so let me go ahead and jack the car up a little bit, and then we'll tighten that. So sometimes these rims, especially the Steelies, I've noticed, don't like to come off after they've been on there for a little while. But I bet you can't do this with your aluminum rims. Alright, well, come check this out. We've got that little tiny rubber plug right here, right on top. This one, this side is a lot better than the driver's side. I will keep these drums just in case. They're not to blame. And before you question it, and I'm sure those of you who are definitely know, I'm not ASE certified. And we've got no fluid leaking, no broken springs. Nothing's drastically shifted. Everything's pretty well in line where it should be. Little red spring back there. Okay. No grinding noises. Turns pretty smooth, no rough spots. Spins free. And then a little spot. A little grindy spot. It should spin freely. But you can hear it right there. So what I just did was I pulled my e-brake after I loosened these lug nuts so that it could expand in its natural position. And I'll tighten these back down and loosen the e-brake. Alright, so adjusting that little thing, I was spinning the tire and feeling for the resistance. You know, you'd be spinning it and it would be expanding. And then so I'd find that point and then I'd back it off until it was just free. And I believe I'm set. And by free, I mean it's no longer grinding, it's spinning free. So I found the tension and then backed it off just a little bit until it went away. So now I can put my plug back in and we're done all the way around. Just need a test drive to confirm. Well, I think we've been successful. As soon as you touch the brake pedal, you can feel it. And it's gone. I would say that that is a great success. We will have to take a look at the rear wheel or the rear hub bearings sometime soon. I've got my eye on them and I have my suspicions, but one thing at a time, right? Don't fix it if it's not broke.